I introduce myself as someone who comes from Indus Valley civilization. Who are we as a people? Because us Pakistanis have a distinct identity. So, I tell them that we are people who come from the banks and tributaries of the mighty river Indus, and that's who we are as a people. And we're also home to one of the highest peaks in the world. Amongst the highest 13 peaks, we have 4 highest peaks in the world. So that tells a lot, because mountains tell stories, they say. And our mountains have good stories to tell. So that's the second introduction that I give when I go to international fora. Thirdly, you just mentioned World UNESCO Heritage Sites. One of the oldest UNESCO World Heritage Sites, known as the Mound of the Dead, or Mohenjo-daro in Sindhi, dates back to 2500 BCE. So in Pakistan, we not only are home to all these historical sites, including the Gandhara civilization, we are also home to one of the world's oldest Buddhist sites that you can come across, and you can find them in the surroundings of Islamabad. If you start exploring Islamabad and go towards the Shala Ditta caves, or you go towards Margala Hills, you can find Buddhist stupas there, which actually tell us how rich our culture and tradition is. I come from a constituency where I represent 70,000 Christian voters. The only thing wrong with this country is the perception. We're a very misunderstood people, and there are so many misconceptions about us. I grew up in the United Arab Emirates, and when I went to school, we were perhaps only 4 or 5 Pakistanis in that particular class. And I used to tell my friend from the world over that seeing is believing. We aren't what the media tells you. Our country is nothing like what the Western media portrays, especially. We're a peaceful people, we're a peace-loving people, we're friendly people, and our hospitality is known the world over. As you rightly said, that when people leave Pakistan, they cry. That's how it is. That's what we've learned over the generations and over the period of time, that hospitality is our forte. And as far as peaceful coexistence is concerned, even in our international relations, we've been very consistent. We've been good allies. And we've not left anyone until and unless we have been left by them. So, as a people, I think we need to put across the message of tolerance, of peace, of harmony through our culture. We need to open up to the world. We need to tell the world what we're about and what we mean. And as I said, we have so much to tell the world in terms of our indigenous people, for example. Starting from the indigenous people of Gilgit-Baltistan, high up in the north, going to the Thal deserts down south. We've been blessed with a landscape which has all seasons, which has all terrain. The only problem with us is, as I mentioned, the misconception about us. And we started working towards building a positive image. We're inviting the world to come to Pakistan. We've seen an increase in the number of tourists that come to Pakistan, especially up north. And every delegation, because we've had so many foreign delegations coming to Pakistan, we were privileged enough to host the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit, and a summit of this stature after almost 27 years. People who come to Pakistan, they leave with good memories, they leave with fond memories, and their perception about Pakistan, it takes a 180-degree turn from what they believed and what they believed after seeing, because seeing is believing. And as I mentioned, I represent 70,000 Christian voters. So every Sunday, when I attend a mass or I'm there discussing several issues, there also lies, as far as religious harmony is concerned, there also lies the problem of misconceptions and misunderstandings. Because someone who preaches violence, someone who preaches intolerance, someone who preaches that we should quarrel with each other is not a friend. We must know the difference between friend and foe. Because our religion does not teach us intolerance. And when I was contesting the elections, I went into these thickly populated Christian localities, and I could sense fear in the eyes of the people. And I said, you know what? I'm going to conduct an open mic. I'm going to sit here in the middle of the intersection for 3 hours, and I want you to come up to me and ask me any question that you want. You see, dialogue is the way forward. Opening up is the way forward. Talking is the way forward. And wasn't easy. I had to face very tough questions. But through reasoning, through logic, and by addressing the core issues, I was able to gain their trust. So, building a positive image, eradicating misconceptions, always happens through dialogue. There is no problem in the world that you cannot solve without dialogue. Dialogue is the key to every problem. Dialogue has solutions in everything. And when we talk about our diversity here in Pakistan and the diverse people that coexist in Pakistan, I think we need to bring in an air of positivity. And as the government, we're totally committed towards this cause. And I often tell not only government officials, but people we meet in the private sector, to be ambassadors of Pakistan, to carry a good message of Pakistan. Because so many diverse cultures, so many diverse languages, so many diverse backgrounds, and so many indigenous people that still exist in Pakistan. And these indigenous people, we are trying our best to revive the dying arts that they practice. In the area of Gilgit-Baltistan, there is a art through which they do certain calculations according to the sun. It's called Surya something, which we are trying to revive now. And we are investing towards that. And I would also like to express my gratitude to all our partners, especially the Aga Khan Development Network, which has done such wonderful work for the indigenous people in all these areas. So when I say as the government, we stand committed, wherever we've gone the world over, we've seen immense respect for Pakistan. The emphasis needs to be on portraying and amplifying this message, because you see, we are living in a very polarized environment. There are regional conflicts, there are global conflicts, and polarization is the order of the day. But when it comes to national interest, when it comes to the culture of the country, when it comes to portraying a soft image of the country, I think this is something that we can come to common grounds on. There's a lot that has been done. There's a lot that can be done. And we fully stand committed towards this cause. And I would like to give a message to the people of the world that Pakistan is a peaceful place. Pakistan is a beautiful place. And if you come to Pakistan, you will witness that how misconceived and how misunderstood we are the world over. So we're making an all-out effort in order to promote not only our diversity, but our harmony within and outside Pakistan, to give a positive message and to tell the world that, we have such good stories to tell. As far as our heritage sites are concerned, we need to do more. After the 18th Amendment, a lot of these heritage sites have gone to the provinces, and I, as the Minister for Culture and National Heritage, I formed a task force where we are coordinating with the provinces so there are no gaps. And we can not only look after these heritage sites, but we can open them up for the world to see. We're also working on a virtual museum, a virtual tour of these places. A website is being made in this regard. We're making a portal, a digital portal, so people can, by the click of a button, access these places and see who we are and what we are as Pakistanis. I thank you. I've taken a lot of your time. I just wanted to put out these few words as the Minister for Culture. And I think we have a very bright future as far as our diversification, our culture is concerned, our traditions are concerned. The world just needs to come here and see these diverse cultures and traditions that we practice in Pakistan. Thank you very much. Pakistan Zindabad.
A digital Pakistan also, or a digital Kashmir for that matter, where like we are all engaged with the global world and have equal access to online platforms and connecting on a greater level, be it entrepreneurship, be it education, be it trade, and raise voices for underrepresented ethnic groups around the world or the most marginalized communities. And I think in today's era, what I've witnessed myself, because we're part of a freedom struggle also, and I'm also an artist, and I've seen that art, culture, language, heritage are one of the pivotal identities that we hold when we talk about freedom. So freedom is one of the most fundamental rights in the world. It is on the highest pedestal. But what we see is in today's era, where our historical shrines get desecrated, where mosques get locked up, hundreds and hundreds of mosques in Indian occupied Kashmir are being destroyed or being dismantled, or being they're reconstructing mandirs over there for the RSS. So this ideology of hatred in a world where we need to mingle on the basis of faith and diversity and interfaith and tolerance, we see the total contrast in the world today, where some of the fascist regimes are promoting not Hinduism, not Muslims, not the faith of Islam or Christianity, but of extremism. And that extremism is growing in transnational global networks. And this is not going to only affect the people of Palestine or of Kashmir, but the impacts it will have around the world. So I think we should preserve our heritage, our history, our languages, and language and art and poetry is what has brought revolutions in the world. And I think it is a great weapon, a tool for peace building and harmony. And I think as global surveys, we've seen 99.9999% people around the world believe in peace. They don't believe in war. So let's join hands, regardless of our caste, color, creed, and become the true global voices and true global citizens. And in the end, I would like to end with the words of Rumi. Don't you know yet? It is your light that lights the world. Let us embrace our diversity as the light that illuminates the path forward. And what I'm wearing right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's a Kashmiri shawl and a Kashmiri farran. And this is our tradition. And in the Modi regime, we were banned from wearing a farran, the Kashmiri people. So the world, there's a huge market for the pashmeen shawls and for our walnut furniture and our paper mache bangles that I'm wearing. I'm wearing them because I want to promote the culture, and I'm also an artist. And in today's world, I mean, we've witnessed in the Mughal era, gold with gold threads and silver threads, you weaving clothes or hand woven silk. So this is a gold woven farran, which is almost dying these traditions. The craftsmen of Kashmir, because there's always curfews, there's no international market access.